Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Behind the Brand, where we feature and have a conversation with the top sales producers at Illustrated Properties, which of course means that they are the top sales producers in all of Northern Palm Beach and Martin counties. And we find out what makes them tick. We find out and talk about their background and what drives them and what makes them unique. And today we have a fantastic guest with us. She's a law. I was going to say former lawyer, but she still is a lawyer. Once a lawyer, always a lawyer, I think. And she's a former business owner, obviously, and she's one of the top sales producers. $20 million sold at Illustrated Properties last year, and she's already exceeded that in 2023. And we're really glad that you're here today with us, Debra.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is kind of fun.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So talk about your legal background. I've got one too. I'm a recovering attorney as well. Talk about your legal background and how did it end up that you ended up in the real estate sales business here in South Florida?
Well, my son actually got me into the real estate sales business. He was delivering pizza one summer in high school, in his senior year of high school, and I said to him, can you do something a little productive, like how about taking a real estate class?
Yeah.
And he always rolled his eyes, oh, Mom, oh, Mom. And I had just taken the Florida bar, and I was working in a law firm, and I was feeling pretty miserable because I was working for people, and I wasn't really used to that. But I had brought in some cases.
And you were in litigation, too,
I was a
correct?
litigator.
Yeah,
I was a personal injury litigator.
See, we like win-wins in the real estate business.
Yes,
where both
so
sides
I don't really
happy.
feel like I changed course too much, which is kind of weird. I never really thought about it big time until more recent, when I was like, wow, I'm really doing the same thing. So I said to my son I'd help him with passing the real estate exam because I was very current on all the law. And he said, you know what, Mom, why don't you do this?
Why not?
I said, oh my God, I can't take another test. And he said, no, Mom, you should really do this. You would really like it. So that's what I did. And he taught me the math, and here I am.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Were you already living here at that time, or were you still?
I was living here, and I had just started practicing law for a couple of years. And I've been in Florida for about, my parents lived here for a long time. So we were back and forth, and really currently living here for about 15 years now to date, but at that time for about 3 years.
Yeah. Well, we had this term in law school that, think like a lawyer, which I still don't know exactly what that means, but I think it means digging into the details and processing each bit of the information and trying to guide people and make good decisions. However, you go about that. But do you think do you use your legal training in your back? It's probably so ingrained in you now that you have to, even when you're not realizing that you're using it, correct?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I research everything to death. I make sure I understand what somebody wants completely, and I make sure people are happy, and I make sure they get the best price for the lowest amount of money, or the least amount that they can spend, and I try to sell it the highest I possibly can. It's really like personal injury negotiation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very similar. The you operate at a price point that's very high with a smaller group of clients, and you're hands on with them through every step of the process. Mm-hmm. Do you think your buyers or your sellers are different now than they were several years ago? I mean, you've had 2 record years. You're setting yourself up for another record year. Are they different than they were before? Are their needs different, or is it similar? We just have all these people moving in. And
I just think it's similar. I think people, in this crowd, they want to know everything that's happening, and I would want to know too. I screenshot all the conversations. I let them know in real time what's happening.
Information.
I give them all the information that I get immediately, so they're not waiting. I don't like to have anybody waiting. I never liked to wait when I was buying real estate or selling. I want to know exactly what's going on.
I heard a term the other day that people are drowning in data, but they're starving for wisdom because they have Zillow and they have all the information online, and of course they have social media and Some of it's accurate, but of course it's, I think watching your business, I think you do a great job of taking all that information, packaging it, and delivering it in a way that's understandable and in a way that is prioritized. Because if you're inundated with information, you kind of you could pick the wrong information, and you can get off track and make a poor decision, and you're operating at a price point that you obviously don't want to make a poor decision.
Correct.
It's very expensive to do that.
Yeah.
So what do you see happening in the in the market and in the business upcoming? We've had a lot of changes in the area. We have population growth that's unprecedented here. We have the needs of buyers and sellers changing. Where do you think all this is going?
Well, I think Florida is a great market. I think people are coming here for lifestyle change, obviously for tax purposes, and I don't see that there's going to be much of a change in the market. I think that obviously inventory has a lot to do with it, and I think the economy reflects a lot of what happens in the marketplace. But I think owning a home is an asset, and I think that's something more tangible than having a stock.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, you a lot of your clientele has some sort of connection to the Northeast, where your pipeline is, and you work with that group that's moving here. I mean, why are they moving here? It's the
weather, it's the lifestyle, and it's the taxes.
Yeah.
And they want to, they're working remote. A lot of people work remote today, so it's a lot easier to work remote in a beautiful venue than sitting up north freezing.
I think we learned that for the 14
Pandemic,
months of COVID.
yeah.
COVID was a different time frame depending on where you were in the country, but it was for some of us it was long enough, and we wanted to make a change and do something different.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, well, the definition of luxury, I think, is changing in our business, and by any definition out there, you would be operating in the luxury space, and you're one of the best in the business. I mean, what does luxury mean to you?
I think it means lifestyle. I think it means finding whatever is right for you, a fit for you, what your needs are. Some people want a more hectic life. Some people want a more private. Some people want to be on the water. Some people don't care. Yeah. I think it's really individual.
Yeah, it kind of helps us to have that diversity of product. I mean, we have Palm Beach Island, which is so different than anywhere else, and we have our high-end country club communities, and we have Wellington and the equestrian, and of course we have you even travel to the north in Martin County, where it becomes more rural and quieter, and there's a need for that. And some of that area is obviously becoming luxury as well. But is that having that various price points and diversity of product, does that work into your repertoire, so to speak, when you're trying to find people and place people where they should be?
Well, I think it's very helpful. I try to learn everything about all the new and upcoming communities that are surrounding us. So I'm really educated, so I can make the best selections for what I think somebody might like, and then I just run people to all the communities so they get a feel for what feels right to them. It's not what feels right to me; it's what feels right to them.
Yeah, putting the customer first. All right, so I got a kind of a fun question for you.
Uh-oh.
If you could have dinner with anybody in the world, whether they're still alive or it's somebody from history, who would you sit down and have dinner with?
I think it would be Elon Musk.
Elon Musk?
Yeah.
No kidding.
He's super
He's
interesting.
all over the place.
He's all over.
What's interesting about Elon?
As long as he doesn't tweet me, he's interesting.
Yeah.
But I think he's just so forward-thinking, and he's so on the cutting edge. I think he's a genius, really. He's a great predictor of what's going on with artificial intelligence and life on Mars and space travel, and he's just really interesting. And he went to my college.
Oh, he went to your college? What college is that?
University of Pennsylvania.
No kidding. I did not know that. Okay. Did you go to law school at Penn as well?
No, I did not.
You did not?
No.
Okay.
No,
right.
I did not.
Okay.
But,
well, this has been really fun. We really are grateful that you did this, but also for your. We love celebrating your success, and we're really proud that you represent Illustrated out there in that high-end community where we we live every day. So thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.